In the dim light of a secret bunker buried deep beneath an unassuming city, a group of the world's top scientists huddled around a flickering monitor. The screen displayed a chilling message: nuclear launch detected. A palpable tension filled the room as they frantically deciphered the coordinates, realizing the target was an unsuspecting metropolis half a world away. This was not a drill, nor the plot of a dystopian novel, but the horrifying reality unfolding before them. As the countdown began, the question hung in the air: could they stop the impending catastrophe before it was too late? In the increasingly complex and interconnected world of the 21st century, the specter of nuclear war remains one of the gravest threats to global stability and human survival. Although the Cold War era's immediate danger of nuclear conflict has waned, new geopolitical tensions, technological advancements, and the proliferation of nuclear materials continue to pose significant risks. This future vision document explores the potential scenarios of nuclear war, its catastrophic consequences, and outlines a comprehensive strategy for preparation and mitigation. Future scenarios of nuclear war. Geopolitical escalation. Nuclear war could result from heightened tensions between major powers such as the United States, Russia, and China. Territorial disputes, economic sanctions, and military provocations in regions like Eastern Europe, the South China Sea, or the Korean Peninsula could trigger a conflict escalating to nuclear exchanges. Terrorist acquisition of nuclear weapons. Non-state actors acquiring nuclear weapons is a growing concern. Terrorist groups could potentially obtain nuclear materials or even fully developed weapons through black markets or by exploiting weaknesses in nuclear security in unstable regions. Accidental launch. The possibility of an accidental or unauthorized nuclear launch due to technical failures, human error, or cyber attacks on command and control systems is another significant risk. This scenario underscores the need for robust safeguards and advanced detection and prevention technologies. Regional nuclear conflicts. Nuclear war could also emerge from regional conflicts involving nuclear-armed states like India and Pakistan, where historical enmities and ongoing disputes make the region a flashpoint for potential nuclear exchanges. Catastrophic consequences of nuclear war. A nuclear war would have devastating and far-reaching consequences. Humanitarian impact. Immediate casualties. Millions could die instantly from the blasts, with many more suffering from severe injuries, radiation sickness, and long-term health effects. Displacement. Massive displacement of populations fleeing the destruction and radioactive fallout. Infrastructure destruction. Vital infrastructure, including healthcare, transportation, and communication systems, would be obliterated, crippling response efforts. Environmental catastrophe. Nuclear winter. The release of vast amounts of smoke and soot into the atmosphere could block sunlight, drastically lowering global temperatures and disrupting climate patterns. Radiation contamination. Persistent radioactive fallout would contaminate air, water, and soil, rendering large areas uninhabitable and causing long-term ecological damage. Economic collapse. Global recession. The destruction of major economic hubs and trade routes would trigger a global economic collapse, exacerbating poverty and food insecurity. Resource scarcity. Critical resources, including food, water, and medical supplies, would become scarce, leading to widespread hardship and potential conflicts over remaining resources. Political and social disorder. Government collapse. The disintegration of national and local governments could lead to lawlessness, civil unrest, and the rise of extremist groups. Global power shifts. The geopolitical landscape would be radically altered, with surviving nations grappling for power and influence in a shattered world order. Comprehensive strategy for nuclear war preparedness. International diplomacy and cooperation. Strengthening non-proliferation treaties. Reinforce international treaties such as the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, NPT, and the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. Encourage all nuclear-armed states to commit to disarmament and prevent the proliferation of nuclear materials and technology. Dialogue and confidence-building measures. Promote regular dialogue among nuclear-armed states to reduce misunderstandings and build trust. Establish confidence-building measures, such as hotlines and transparency agreements, to prevent accidental conflicts. Regional peace initiatives. Support regional peace initiatives to resolve underlying conflicts that could lead to nuclear war. For instance, facilitate negotiations between India and Pakistan over Kashmir and promote diplomatic solutions to tensions in the Korean Peninsula. Enhancing nuclear security. Secure nuclear materials. Improve the security of nuclear materials worldwide to prevent theft and illicit trafficking. Strengthen international cooperation on nuclear security and provide technical assistance to countries with inadequate safeguards. Advanced monitoring and detection. Invest in advanced technologies for monitoring and detecting nuclear activities. Develop and deploy systems to detect unauthorized movements of nuclear materials and monitor compliance with disarmament agreements. Cybersecurity for nuclear infrastructure. Enhance cybersecurity measures to protect nuclear command and control systems from cyber attacks. Implement redundant and resilient communication networks to ensure reliable command and control during crises. Emergency preparedness and response. National and local preparedness plans. Develop and regularly update national and local emergency preparedness plans. Conduct drills and simulations to ensure readiness for a nuclear incident, including evacuation procedures, medical response, and communication strategies. Public education and awareness. Educate the public on the risks of nuclear war and the steps to take in the event of a nuclear attack. Distribute information on emergency shelters, decontamination procedures, and basic survival skills. Stockpiling and distribution of supplies. Stockpile essential supplies, including food, water, medical supplies, and radiation protection gear. Establish distribution networks to ensure these resources can be rapidly deployed to affected areas. Scientific research and innovation. Radiation mitigation technologies. Invest in research to develop technologies that can mitigate the effects of radiation exposure. Explore advanced medical treatments for radiation sickness and develop materials that can protect infrastructure from radiation damage. Climate engineering. Research climate engineering solutions to counteract the potential impacts of a nuclear winter. Investigate methods to artificially stabilize climate patterns and mitigate the agricultural impacts of reduced sunlight. Resilient infrastructure. Design and construct infrastructure that is resilient to nuclear attacks. Develop buildings and shelters capable of withstanding blasts and radiation, and create robust communication and transportation networks that can function in post-attack environments. Psychological and social resilience. Mental health support. Provide mental health support and counseling to help individuals and communities cope with the trauma of a nuclear incident. Train healthcare providers in trauma-informed care and establish support networks for affected populations. Community cohesion programs. Foster community cohesion and social support systems to enhance resilience. Promote community-based programs that encourage mutual aid and cooperation in times of crisis. Cultural and educational initiatives. Develop cultural and educational initiatives to raise awareness about the dangers of nuclear war and the importance of peace. Support artistic and educational projects that foster a culture of non-violence and global cooperation. Implementation roadmap. To ensure the effectiveness of the proposed strategy, the following implementation roadmap outlines key steps and timelines. Phase 1. Immediate actions, 1-2 years. Strengthen diplomatic engagements among nuclear-armed states and reinforce non-proliferation treaties. Conduct national and local preparedness drills to evaluate readiness and identify gaps. Initiate public education campaigns on nuclear preparedness and survival strategies. Invest in advanced nuclear security technologies and enhance cybersecurity measures for nuclear infrastructure. Phase 2. Medium-term actions, 3-5 years. Expand regional peace initiatives and facilitate conflict resolution in nuclear flashpoints. Develop and deploy advanced monitoring systems for nuclear materials and activities. Stockpile essential supplies and establish robust distribution networks. Support scientific research on radiation mitigation, climate engineering, and resilient infrastructure. Phase 3. Long-term actions, 5-10 years. Promote global disarmament efforts and work towards the reduction of nuclear arsenals. Implement climate engineering solutions to mitigate the impacts of a potential nuclear winter. Foster cultural and educational initiatives to build a global culture of peace and non-violence. Strengthen community cohesion programs and mental health support systems to enhance psychological resilience. Monitoring and evaluation. Regular monitoring and evaluation of the strategy's implementation are crucial to ensure its success. Key performance indicators, KPIs, should be established to measure progress, such as the number of diplomatic engagements, improvements in nuclear security, and the effectiveness of emergency preparedness drills. Annual reviews and updates to the strategy should be conducted based on the evolving geopolitical landscape and technological advancements. By adopting this comprehensive strategy, the international community can significantly reduce the risk of nuclear war and enhance global preparedness for its potential consequences. The collaborative efforts of governments, international organizations, and civil society will be instrumental in building a safer, more resilient world for future generations. Conclusion. The threat of nuclear war, while remote, remains a significant risk with catastrophic potential. A comprehensive strategy encompassing international diplomacy, nuclear security, emergency preparedness, scientific innovation, and psychological resilience is essential to mitigate this risk. By strengthening global cooperation, enhancing technological safeguards, and fostering resilient communities, we can better prepare for the unthinkable and strive to build a world where the threat of nuclear war is a relic of the past.